Hey guys, Tim and Jesse with Defense Mechanisms. Today we want to take a few minutes and talk to you about some of the pros and cons with Team Wendy and Ops-Core helmets. Jesse, why don't you jump into the Ops-Core?
Sure, man. So, kind of what I've said from the beginning is Ops-Core is like the Apple of when it comes to helmets. And what I mean by that is really just all systems are meant to kind of integrate with Ops-Core. So what I really like about Ops-Core is obviously your first and foremost is your half shield. Nobody else really does a nice half shield like Ops-Core does, and especially when being under night vision, having the ability to just keep your clears on the helmet, super nice. I find that the AMs actually fit a little bit better on the Ops-Core as well. They seal a little bit better on the ears. And obviously, as you start to get into helmet-mounted support, things like the S&S Precision, a lot of these things were kind of built originally off the Ops-Core arc rails. So that's what I really like, as a complete system. I really like the Ops-Core. Tim, what are some kind of features that you like on the Team Wendy?
For sure, man. I think when it comes to the good stuff about the Team Wendy, it's all about the comfort. Team Wendy has a fantastic pad system, which can be upgraded, which in the past when I ran the Team Wendy helmet, I ran it with 4D pads on the inside. It's fantastic, it's super comfortable. I really like the BOA system that comes with the Team Wendy. It's really comfortable and adjustable. It's soft against the side of my head. I think Team Wendy really the only big downfall that I have for the Team Wendy is the integration of systems, right? Because they have their own proprietary rail system, it's a lot harder to put standard accessories, as Jesse talked about. The arc rail is the helmet standard, and to not have an arc rail mount is I would say a checkbox against the Team Wendy. They do now have the ability to integrate the amp arms, which you can see I've ran on here in the past. But I do agree with Jesse that it just doesn't seal as good. So I think the Team Wendy overall is a fantastic helmet. I recommend it to a lot of people who aren't looking to get all the bells and whistles, all the integrated systems. I think the comfort is second to none, realistically. But I think it does fall down when it comes to the modularity that you get out of the Ops-Core with all those integrated systems.
Yeah, exactly. For our Ops-Core helmets, we did opt for the new Lux liner with I believe this is the Octadial in the rear. But I totally agree with you that the thicker 4D pads and the BOA retention system is really what makes the Team Wendy for all day long comfort. So kind of where we landed is we live in the 21st century, and now we have the ability to kind of make the best of both worlds. And today that's kind of what we're going to show you what that looks like.
So all the things we talked about, I decided that I didn't have to, like Jesse said, I don't have to settle for one or the other. So I went through on my helmet and I ripped out the skateboard helmet liner, the Lux liner. I found it to be less than luxurious. I ripped that thing out of there, tossed it, no more skateboarding for me. I got rid of the Octadial. I didn't like and you can see on here, the Octadial has plastic in contact with the side of your head. I didn't find that very enjoyable. So I ripped that out, and what I've done is I've replaced Team Wendy BOA system into my Ops-Core helmet. I'm using the 4D pads that would be for an ACH helmet for high cut. So all of this stuff, the Team Wendy, it's made for ACH. It bolts right into the Fast SF. And what that's done for me is it's given me all of the modularity that I love about the Ops-Core that we've already talked about, with all of the Team Wendy benefits of comfort and fit, and realistically, like, for me, this is the best of both worlds, and this is what I'm going to be doing from now on.
I will also be giving that a try, so let's go ahead and show you guys how we get the Lux liner out of here, remove the old suspension system, and put the new BOA suspension system in.
All right, now that Jesse's got this thing gutted, we can take this Lux liner and put it where it belongs, in the trash. This Octadial, we're going to throw this in the back somewhere in case we ever need it again. But realistically, we're going to be a lot happier with this in just a few minutes. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the retention, this BOA system from Team Wendy, and I'm going to put this back in here. And as I put it in, I'm going to be putting the arc rails back on. It's going to take a little bit of my focus and energy, so bear with me, I'm not staring at you for this. So that took a minute, but now I have the suspension attached and the arc rails are back on. It was really just 4 screws, but it's just a lot of messing around to get it all lined up. From here, all I have to do is add the pads in, and that's just going to require probably a little bit of Velcro added on. So once I get the Velcro in place, I'm going to put the helmet cover back on to make my life easier, then I'll put the pads in. When you can watch it, it's going to happen in super speedy time because it's nothing fun to talk about, I promise. What you'll notice is there's a couple thicknesses, some thick ones and thin ones. I can't always tell which is which, but I'm going to see if I can't sort them out by thickness. Here we go. Got 4 thick ones, 4 thin ones in the front and the back. Nothing too complicated about this. I need to get a feel for where I want these pads to go. The directions would have told me where to put them, but I'm just going to look at my own helmet. So I'm going to put the big one up front. I need to throw a little Velcro in there to make that easy to do. So all I'm going to do is just kind of get a feel for where this pad needs to land and figure out how many circles of Velcro I need to put on there to hold her down real good. The nice thing about this is your head is inside the helmet and the helmet is strapped to you. So as long as there's some Velcro in here and it's got some decent contact, it's really not going anywhere. It's also important in the front and in the back to get some Velcro and a good contact where you're going to for your helmet cover. If you are running a helmet cover, you'll want to make sure that there's Velcro there that you can connect that to. And I'm going to put the first pad in. From here, I'm going to run to the back and then put the rear pad, and it looks like I can use Velcro that's already there for that. Fantastic. But really, this is just like putting pads in any helmet that you guys have ever used. Just like in your ACH or Team Wendy or anything else. We need some Velcro in place to secure these pads, and then we're just going to stack the pads in. Nothing overly complicated here. Even the Marines can handle this problem, okay guys? But ultimately, there's not a lot of different ways to skin this cat. So I'm going to go ahead and give it to Jesse like this, and he'll get it set up exactly how he needs it later, but this should get him pretty started. It's filled in there with pads. It's gorgeous. It's super soft and comfortable. I'm gonna let him put it all back together with his helmet cover and stuff later. You guys get the point, right? You know how a helmet cover goes on top of the helmet. Looking out. What we think, we think this is the way to go. It takes what we think is the best of both worlds, right? The Ops-Core helmet, it's a lightweight shell, that Fast SF. It's a lightweight shell. It's got great accessory mounting in the arc rails. It's with the step-in visor. It gives you the best option for built-in iPro. Well, also then using the cam fit system from the Team Wendy and the 4D retrofit pads give you what I think is the absolute best of all worlds when it comes to helmets, and maybe something you should consider.
Well, there it is, guys. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you guys have any questions, please hit us up at contact@defensemechanisms.com. We'll catch you in the next video.
I'm sweating my nuts up here. We good?
Yeah, we're good.
All right.